Circle.
Yes.
What made you decide to do it, aside from working with Kevin Williamson?
To go back to TV. You know, I thought it was a really smart pilot, and I've been doing sort of this series of, you know, both big budgeted mainstream and sort of really outside of the box indie films, and obviously that is my passion, but it's nice to feel a part of the main view, because that's what helps bring attention to these indie films. So I read the pilot, and I had already worked with Brittany Robertson, who's the lead on From Within, this film we did a few years ago.
That was amazing.
It was fun. You know, that was kind of the first time I was given a role that was difficult. You know, a role to really play with, even though it was a horror slasher whatever movie. It was a role that was quite, yeah, exactly. So you know, I wanted to work with her again. We'd stayed in touch for a long time, and the rest of the cast that they got was just really smart. Really, I have to say that was the biggest joy shooting it. It was not necessarily not necessarily the artistic perks in a sense, but it was the joy of feeling what I hadn't felt since Terminator, which obviously no one can replace my Lena and my Summer. You know, that was a very magical time that I don't think will ever be repeated, ever in my life. But the 5 other kids in the show, we really bonded, really got a great friendship, and you know, it's a great show. I ADR'd it yesterday before I flew here to Texas, and all the producers are really confident that we're going again, I guess. And so I'm just looking forward to, you know, my film. I'm directing a film that we're pushing, depending on the show. When I'm leaving in a week to do a film, and then if the show's picked up, I'll do the show, and if, depending on how long we go, then I'll come back and make the movie. But it's a really great show, and you know, I get to play a ladies' man, which I find it's really interesting. You know, I'm really drawn to, people have been asking me this a lot lately, and sort of asking about, you know, I played a bisexual college student, a father, the first gay guy in reality. You know, there's a lot of sort of sexual communications, politics. I mean, that covers the whole spectrum of, you know, nobody at 21 gets to play a dad, and nobody at 22 gets to play the first gay guy on TV. You know, so there's a lot of sort of interesting choices, I guess, that people are attributing to me, and it really hasn't been that way. It's just been that I've been trying to do films that I believe in, and that are about a subject that I believe in. The same way, you know, something like Terminator, that is sort of still what I'm known for. I believed in that idea, and I sort of have given myself over to that idea that then lands me that role. It's not like I'm going about choosing what I get to do. I wish I could, but I'm not of that standing. So I do my best, and then I end up being lucky enough to be a part of these projects. So Secret Circle was another chance to get to do something that I haven't done in a while, which was sort of leading man, I don't know, I guess seductive witch. As much as that makes me sound like a weirdo, that was the intention.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Vancouver?
I loved Vancouver. I thought it was a great city. I'd never been before, and I just thought it was awesome. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I'm happy about the prospect of moving there. I think it's always good to uproot yourself and replant. Yeah.